Hey girl, it's me. Disregard what I look like, disregard what I sound like, honey. I just had to battle for my life. I was taking a nap, Jesus, and I had a nosebleed earlier in the day, and I thought the girl was done, but she wasn't done. She started bleeding again while I was asleep, Lord, and it started going down the back of my throat, Jesus, and I almost asphyxiated to death. But God, I'm here. I'm here. So anywho, ambitions. Ambitions. I had to cough and get all that situated and take a bath, child of blood. I was just like, girl, what is going on? It's allergy season and the struggle. Anyway, this is ambitions. I'm going to try to do this quickly because I really don't feel like recording right now. I just have been very on and off with recording. I just haven't, it's not giving me the joy that it once did. I'm enjoying watching others. Speaking of, while I've got your ear, there are a couple of smaller YouTubers that are also doing this show. I know Lady T506 is doing this show. And Lord, let me get this right. Bibliophilic. I don't think it's bibliophobic. Bibliophilic. If I can remember, I will put their links down in the comments. If I forget, y'all comment and say, girl, you forgot. And I'll do it. Y'all check them out. Girl, my necklaces are just twisted together. Check them out. And they both do really good reviews of the show, and give their opinions. So y'all see what they got going on. Just in case I give up. We never know, but I might. We never know, but I might. Legendary. Oh, I ain't putting no lotion on my feet. My God, today they're gonna dry out, Jesus. What are we going to do? I put oil on my shoulders, you can see my arms and all, but I did not get on down to my knees and my feet. My God, today. And I like to do it when I'm still damp. So I'm gonna have to sprinkle a little water on my legs and then let it dry up to a dampness, and then, and only then, will I be able to put on my lotion. What a shame. Anywho, legendary actress Robin Givens, Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster, is still on the floor. She's laid out, just prostrate before the Lord. And Mayor Little Richard Lancaster comes in, and he sees on the floor, and he gives her Stephanie. It's like she just gonna be like, huh? Like, yes, how may I help you? I'm laid out here on this floor. You know that ain't her nature to just be laid out on the floor. Now, if it were me and my mama said, you know, Kay, I'd be like, huh? Because it is my nature to lay out on the floor. I just lay out wherever. If I get tired and I'm standing in the middle of the hallway, I'm just going to fall over right there and lay there for a while. I'm like a sloth. It's plenty of times I'd be laid out in my mama's bedroom floor, just in the most inopportune places. I'm just laying here. I can't see the TV, so she'd be trying to tell me what's going on. It don't matter. I'm laying here. This little thing here, this pimple has come upon me, and I don't see what. But that's in my nature. It's not in her nature to just be laying there in her good dress with a wine stain on it. That seems to fade with every passing moment. I mean, it was going this was from last week. It was going kind of down the top center when sis spilled it on her. And then when they got in the bathroom, it was kind of off to the side a little bit. And then when she was laid out, it was even more faded and even more off to the side. I was like, Lord, this stain is just moving and grooving like a James Brown song. Get up, get on up. But anyway, Stephanie started hacking and wheezing like I did, girl, when I almost died just a few minutes ago. And then she says no ambulances. Now, was it me? Was I tripping, or did Evan look like he was just gonna let her rest in peace? Did it look like he was gonna let her rest in peace? I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't want to put that lie out on that man. But it had looked to me like he was gonna let her rest in peace, and then she started coughing, and then he you know, kind of got quick in it. He put a quicken in his spirit. He got the words of Kimberell and let God be true quickly. If you haven't seen my recent Kimberell video, girl, it's over there. It's over there. But anyway, she kind of turns over and says, no ambulances, call our doctor. And so he does. I'd have been like, girl, but you laying here, you're lying on the cold hard ground. Oh, like, I don't even like Taylor Swift, but listen, you are here lying on the cold hard ground. Oh, I should have done the Panic at the Disco when they was lying on the linoleum. Anyway, whatever. So he calls the family doctor, girl. Anyway, over on the other side of town, Amara and Titus are right back in love again. And I'm sick of them. Sick as well as tired of going back and forth with Titus. I'm real tired. I don't feel like, it's like every episode, I don't really think every episode so far it's been, I can't stand that you cheated on me with Damian Collins, but I love you so much. Let's have sex. And it's just like, girl, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I want to keep going back and forth with y'all. I really don't. I really, really don't. Anywho. In the meantime, over across town again, Senior is done reached into the drawer and stole $20 over at Thelma's. And Rondell's like, you know you don't need to be stealing no $20 out my drawer. It's like, girl, oof, can you just... They got her acting like this is good times, and I just can't, I can't do it with Rondell. I like her when she's with Amara because they be being messy, and I like a little bit of mess, but girl, my lips dry. Everything is just dry. I ain't got nothing here. Got to go way across yonder to give me some. This is not working for me. I'm just on here dusty and crusty, but who cares? Who cares? Y'all don't watch these videos anyway. But you know you don't need to be stealing no $20 out the drawer, And I didn't care for him taking the money. I didn't care for her reaction to him taking the money. He says, it's just a little money for the Powerball. I'm gonna play the Powerball. I'll put the money right back when I win. And when I win, I'll buy the block, and you ain't got to worry about the Peters no more. And I'm like, the statistics there. The statistics. Anywho, she's trying to tell him something, girl, and he just... I was like, Lord, is he going to the sweet by and by when the morning comes? Like, where is he going, Jesus? Looked like he was, if anybody asks you where I'm going, I ain't got my singing voice, where I am going soon. Like, girl, he looked like he was going up yonder. I was like, Jesus, where's he going? Where's he go? He just was zoned, honey. He was standing there staring off into the distance, and Rondell was calling, Daddy, Daddy. You know, very Good Times-esque. And he kind of clocked back in and was like, stop yelling at me, Thelma. And I was like, Thelma's not here. Neither is Walona. James is gone. Michael's not with us any longer. The gang, they're over here. They're not over here. Jimmy J.J. Jr. Walker Jr. ain't here no more. He's not with us. He's off the air. He's off the air. And she's like, you called me Thelma. And he's like, well, lying about it ain't gonna make it be so. And I'm like, now listen, why would your daughter lie to you and tell you that you just called her Thelma? Like, what did she have to gain from it? Unless she was a pathological liar, which is something I feel like we, the audience, would know or need to know. Anywho, Carly is over at Thelma's as well because she done stayed over with her auntie and her pop. And they asked her, well, why, what happened? Why you have to stay over? Even though we love having you, but why are you here? You got that nice home across yonder. Why are you here? And she avoids that question like the plague. She's like, it's not the time. It's not the time. This is not the time to tell y'all that I'm sleeping with that gay white heifer. It's not the time. But she gets a text message, or she finally sees the text. I don't know, girl. Her phone beeps. It gives the, Nextel chirp. And she realizes that something has gone on with her mother, so she rushes across town. She zooms over, and her mama's sitting up in the bed in her sick wig, honey. It looked good. It was a good sick wig, but it was not the hair she had on last night. I have a relative, I think she's gone to glory, but my grandma tells me very often about a relative we had in the hospital that had my grandmama go home and pick up her sleeping wig. And I said, if that's not me in a good 60 years, maybe not even 60, probably 45. Let me get my sleep. Somebody, hey, Junior, somebody, one of y'all, go home and get my sleeping wig. Now, go and get my sleeping wig. I can't rest without my sleep hair. All right, it's the free tress. Speaking of free tress, girl, Amara, I pulled up the wig she got on my Instagram that not many of y'all follow. Not many, but I be having a good time over there. And it's a shame if you don't. It's a shame. Let me find it. Rambling. That's me, Rambling K, at Rambling K for those of you interested. It is the sensational Empress L part lace front wig named Alexis. It's this wig, except Amara wears it like this. And I circled that little piece of the edges. I want, when y'all are watching, those of you that actually do watch the show, because I know a lot of y'all just watch me. Those of you that do watch the show, I want y'all to look with your eyes at Amara's up here region. All up in there. Look at that when you're watching the show, because it disturbs me. It disturbs me. Because it looked like sis got a line up under the wig. I'm like, girl, what is going on under that wig? Peel it back. Let's look. Everybody put on your glasses and let's get in here and see what's going on under that wig. That's what I want to know. Tell me, baby, because I need to know. So anyway, cross town. Over yonder, honey. Over there. Send the word over there. That the Yanks are coming. Anywho, over there at Stephanie's, you know, the legendary Black Just Robin giving Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster, with her sick wig in her sick bed, with her sick outfit and her sick makeup. She's laying there, you know, sitting up a little bit, giving, you know, I'm on the mend tease, and her daughter comes in and is giving, Lord Jesus, what's wrong? Now I forgot to mention that, cause I don't like talking about Evan. I don't like looking at him, and I want him to go away. I want him to go up yonder and take half the storylines with him. I really do. But Evan had done asked Stephanie when she started doing drugs, and Stephanie was like, don't be dumb. I ain't doing nobody's drugs. And he's like, tell me the truth. And she's like, don't be dumb. I ain't doing nobody's drugs. And he's like, well, the doctor called, and the toxicology report says you have designer opioids in your system. And she's like, don't be dumb. I ain't doing drugs. Somebody must have poisoned me. I've been poisoned. And I'm just sitting here like, Lord, when did Louis Vuitton start selling drugs? Is it Louis? Is it Gucci? Is it Fendi? Is it Prada? Which designer is selling drugs? Don't tell me it's Versace. I can see Donatella selling a little bit of drugs. Donatella's legendary Versace crack. Like, I can see it. I know Versace has been bought out. Lord, it's been bought. Was it Marc Jacobs? One of the marks, girl. One of the marks. Anywho, girl. The designer drugs were found in her system, and she now knows that she's been poisoned, but Evan kind of half believed her, and then he whole believed her and laughed and said, only you would get poisoned at a women's empowerment event. And I mean, honestly, true. Very true. Very true. And she tells him that she slapped a white gay heifer. He says, well, why would you slap white gay heifer? And she didn't, you know, tell him why she had slapped white gay heifer. And then we see Carly, and she tells Carly, I didn't tell your daddy why I slapped white gay heifer, but I'm going to tell you. She said, it's just gross to even have to repeat. It's gross to even have to repeat. Now, mind you, legendary Black Just Robin giving Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster is still trying to convince Carlisle Lancaster, her daughter, not to date white gay heifer, but she's so in love. She's so in love. And so she tells her daughter that she said some horrible, horrible things about you, and I had to slap her. And I still don't think I don't think white gay heifer poisoned her. I really don't. I still think it's that mama. Not white gay heifer's mama. I think it's legendary Black Just Robin giving Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster's mother, Mrs. Carlisle. I think it is. I really do. Anywho, but then we get this scene where legendary Black Just Robin giving Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster tells her daughter Carlisle Lancaster, I accept you, no matter who you love, except that white gay heifer. Who, it doesn't matter to me. I love you. And I'm just like, girl, what about your merger? What about the merger with Larsa Pippen's boy? Are we revamping this? Does Larsa Pippen have a girl? What are we doing here? What about the merger? Because I can't see her wanting to give up this merger. Even though, of course, naturally, Larsa Pippen is in the running of people who may or may not have poisoned Stephanie and would never merge their families. Would absolutely never. Anywho, let's see. There was a scene with Titus and the other black guy at the white gay heifer's family's company that I still really don't know their name or how to pronounce it and don't care. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't really know, but the other black guy was suspicious. He was talking about how he makes the drugs or something and he don't feel bad about it. I don't know, but Titus was suspicious, and if I had been paying attention, I probably would have been suspicious as well. Probably. Rondell goes cross town, tells her brother to check on her daddy. So little Richard calls over to Senior and says, hey daddy, I heard you've been sick. And Senior says, yes, I know Rondell is with you, and I just want both of you to know that I'm scheduling an appointment right now, or as soon as we hang up. And Rondell is like, you know, he ain't calling nobody, he ain't calling no doctor. And Evan is like, well, I don't care. He could die, whatever, that don't mean too much to me. That's really how it came off to me. It came off very like, I mean, whatever. Whatever. Because Evan don't care about nobody but himself. Excuse me, not Evan. Evan, little Richard. Lancaster. Anywho, we get a scene where football boyfriend and stylist helper are having sex. I could care the least, and I do care the least about these two individuals. I want them to go away. I'm sick of it, and I hope they both die. Well, maybe football can go on somewhere else, but stylist has to die, and it's a shame because little Joaquin needs a mother, but maybe Stephanie or Carly and the white gay heifer can adopt him, and they can just live happily ever after with their not black, random, maybe Puerto Rican-ish son. Something. But stylist gotta go. Has to go. So anyway, Damian Collins comes knocking on their door, Stylist Heifer's door, and says, is football boyfriend here? You know, if he's not, he should be. And gives Stylist this old nasty, creepy look, and I'm just like, girl, he needs to die too. He, Evan, and Stylist need to just Thelma and Louise themselves right on off of a bridge or into the canyon, something. Because they all fill me with disgust. Titus and legendary Blackfish Robin Givens are in pre-court preliminary trials, and they're sitting in front of this judge, and they're going back and forth and arguing things that I wasn't paying attention to because I really don't care. I don't. And the judge is like, yo, we not in court. Can y'all just simmer down? I didn't come here for all this. And I guess they simmer down, girl. They wrap it up, they go on somewhere else, and we gonna have something, honey. We finna have something. I wasn't paying attention because, again, I don't care. Damien, with his flat face, done brought football over to Amara's. And they sitting up in Amara's office. What's her name, Lord? I don't know her name. I just call everybody by their color. White boss is sitting up in here with this windblown, ugly white lady hair. I was like, sis, district attorney lady, ma'am, you need a stylist. You in Atlanta. Go to the Bronner Brothers show and get you an updo because, ma'am, that's ugly. It's ugly. But football tells them that he sleptwalked and that's how he got that black eye, and they don't believe him. But Amara's like, you can go. He ain't committing no crimes, honey. Sleepwalking ain't a crime. Go on about your day. And Damian Collins is like, did you see the way he was holding his ribs when he walked out of the room? Like he had been hit. And it's like, what y'all, I mean, if he told you ain't nothing happened, what y'all gonna do? Y'all go bully the man into telling on the mayor? I don't care. Anywho, now, Damien goes out the room. I was finna say he goes on about his day, but he goes out the room, and white boss lady with the ugly windswept white lady hair says that they have to work together. And Amara's like, I thought I made my position very clear here. I don't want to work with him. And the boss is like, I don't care. I'm the boss. And y'all got to work together. Go on this journey to this place, honey, and talk to this man. I really didn't pay attention when they got to that location, honey, and talk to that man. I don't know what they was talking to him about. My mama was talking, and I just did not rewind it. But she was like, go to this place and talk to this man and take Damian Collins with you. And then suddenly, when the white lady walks out the office, Damian Collins pops his head back in the office and says, ready to go. And it's like, why are you always just lurking outside her office? Why for? It's gross. It's gross. So Senior's at the house, honey, and he's making these grunts and groans. And for some reason, Rondell didn't know that that's what sex sound like. I'm like, is Rondell a virgin? Are we finna find out, Lord, that Rondell is a virgin? Because I was like, what is going on? But my mama also was like, Lord, is he falling out in there? I said, no, he got a girl in there. There's a woman in there. These are the sounds of lust. Lust. And we have to take into consideration, this is Ambitions, and everybody gets a sex scene. Everybody. We probably gonna see Joaquin's sex scene in the next 2 seasons. And I don't want it, but the way they write this show, everybody gets a sex scene. I'm sure Deja gonna have one for the end of the season, and we only seen her once. But she gonna get a sex scene. First thing we saw when the show came on was Amara and Titus getting it in. Like, girl, everybody gets a sex scene. Even Senior, even though it was the last thing I wanted to see before I went to bed last night. It was the last thing. But Rondell busts open the door trying to see what's wrong with her daddy, and he all on top of sister girl, sister church lady. And then Rondell, after a long conversation, Rondell had that door open for far too long, giving, oh, no, I don't want to see, oh, I can't believe, it's like, girl, when you see what's going on, you supposed to just, whoop, close that door right back up. She was standing in the doorway with the door open, with her eyes uncovered, just, oh no, I can't believe what I'm seeing with my eyes that are uncovered. It's like, girl, tiptoe right back out. She stood there for too long. Far too long. And as she's getting ready to go down the hallway, you hear the woman say, oh, Senior, Rondell. And it's like, ugh, God, what an uncomfortable and horrible situation to be put in. So now Rondell got to go back in there because something wrong with her daddy, Lord. Something wrong with Senior. Child, so they done went to the hospital to find out he having many strokes. Many strokes. And he tries to play it off, child, and Sister Church Lady is giving, I don't want you to die on top of me. And I said, Lord Jesus. Me and my mama both was like, Lord, this is not The Color Purple. This is not, and this is where I'm like, is Tyler Perry secretly writing for this show? You know he loves The Color Purple. And anything really that has anything to do with the trauma of women, but we'll talk about that at another time. I'll call y'all later for that one. Because he loves What's Love Got to Do with It. He like, if you watch his plays and the references he makes in his plays, not just his movies, but his plays, you got to go back to his plays. He makes reference to What's Love Got to Do with It. He makes reference to The Color Purple. Like, there are a lot of movies that he references that have to do with the trauma and the degradation of women. Y'all keep that in mind when you're watching his movies, like Acrimony. Acrimony was horrible. Acrimony, for those of you who didn't catch it, was horrible, and it was the degradation. I mean, even from his first movie with Kimberly Elise getting, I told y'all that was a video for another time. We'll call y'all back for that. Football goes over to Little Richard's office and says, you know, pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot. And Lancaster's like, well, how do I know you haven't made more copies of the video? And how do I know this is the only drive with the video on it? And he's like, you'll just have to hope that I'm as honest as you are. And I'm like, girl, I don't care. I don't care. Legendary Black actress Robin Givens tells her daughter Carlisle Lancaster, that white gay heifer tried to kill her. So Carly tells her mother, no, she didn't. We're in love. And I'm like, does the white gay heifer know that y'all are in love? Does she know? White gay heifer, do you know that Carly and you are in love? White gay heifer, do you know? Like, does she know? Did anybody call her and tell her that the two of y'all was in love? Anybody? Anyway, so Legendary Black actress Robin Givens goes over to this thing she's supposed to be doing with Titus and them, honey. And it was like a conference, or I don't know, girl. But she confronts White Gay Heifer and says, I know you tried to kill me. And White Gay Heifer was like, I didn't, though. I didn't. And basically, Titus comes over and says, you sound insane. And she's like, I sound insane, but I had drugs in my system and I didn't do any drugs. And it was just like, girl, the drama. So eventually White Gay Heifer says, have this woman escorted ooh, girl, the ghetto, escorted out of my family's establishment. And I'm like, see, when you try to do a power move like that, when you say have this woman escorted out of, you cannot say my family's building. You have to say my building to give yourself the upper hand, sister. Oh, she bothered me with that. Have this woman escorted out of my family's business. Girl, sis, see, the boss move would have been have her escorted out of my building. My building. Me, not you. My building. She bugged me with that. She really did. Has anybody noticed the white gay heifer looks like Star from Star? And Carlisle Lancaster is actually, she was on Star. She was the one, I've told y'all this before, she was the one that was stalking Alex. So good for her. I think, does she sing? She sings. Are we gonna get a song? Are we gonna see her in a musical at some point? We know she's a theater major. Theater studies major. I would like to hear a song, a ditty bop. Anywho, but yeah, White Gay Heifer looks like Star to me, but like, not. I'm trying not to be rude. I don't want to be rude. I was gonna say she looks like Star, but less. But less would be a rude thing to say. Cause I mean, but she's not Jude Demarest. So she would be less, but less implies that she's less as a person, and that's not what I meant to say. Anyway, who cares, girl? I've been on here half an hour. Let's see. Football boyfriend goes over to Stylist Heifers and says, we're rich. Or Stylist Heifer says, we're rich. The money's in the safe in the back. And he's like, well, can I see it? And see, when she said that the money was in the safe, at that point, I would have been like, all right, well, I'll call you tomorrow, girl. I'll call you tomorrow, girl. Very, Kaya on her last day on Queen's Court. Because, look, Where's the money? It's in the safe. I'll call you tomorrow, girl. Let me hit this door, honey. I got to beat traffic. It's Atlanta. I got to beat that Atlanta traffic. I will see you. FaceTime me. FaceTime me with the money, and God bless you. Because I'd immediately known it was a setup. Because not white gay heifer, honey. Maybe Puerto Rican stylist heifer. She don't seem like the type of heifer that would have freshly gained money in a safe. She seems like she would have it here on the kitchen table. Let's look at the money together, babe. She seems like one of those heifers. So I personally would have been like, it's in the safe. All right, well, let me get on out of here. God bless you. Call me. I'll FaceTime with Joaquin, a little later. You know, that's my dude. But I would not have stuck around, but he stuck around. He was like, can I see the money? And child, here come Evan out the bike. Like, you know, he looms and creeps around in that house. He comes out, he got some security guards, and it was a setup. He ain't getting no money. And he told Stylist Heifer that there weren't any other copies of the little drive with the tape on it. And he gave it to Stylist Heifer, who immediately, in his face, gave it to Evan. And I'm like, see, I'd have took all that right back with me to the house. Because look, it just didn't feel right. Something don't feel right because it ain't right, especially coming up after midnight. I smell your secrets and I'm not too perfect. Do you ever feel this worthless? How did it come down to this? Scrolling through your call list. I don't want to lose my pride, but I'm know that I kept it sexy and know I kept it fun. Anyway, I love Lemonade. Okay, the gift was cute. But Lemonade speaks to me from the very first song to the very second song to the very third song to the very fourth song. Every song just is a moment. And the videos, girl, don't even. Let's see. Little Richard says he has the stylist heifer has the airport concession. I feel like it's a lie. I do. Oh, they back from church. And then he tells her, you're going to work with Valentina so and so. And she's like, Valentina, I love her so. I love her dearly. She's my fave. And she's gonna be working closely with Valentina. This is all just, we don't know for sure. In the words of Whitney Houston and in the words of Joan Collins. Whitney Houston said, I want to see the receipts. Joan Collins said, I have the receipts. Don't get me started on Dynasty. Don't do that. Because I was telling my mother the other day that it's burned. It's obviously been frozen in the bottle at some point. Dominique Devereaux. Anyway, Carlisle Lancaster pops over to White Gay Heifer's office. What does she do? Social media don't require an office. She can do that at home. Why is she here? Ike? Why is she here? Pops into her office, and I told I told the secretary that we're friends. I hope it's still the case after this conversation. Did you try to kill my mother? And White Gay Heifer was like, you obviously don't know me very well. And it's like, no, she don't. You just licked her mouth, 6 episodes ago? Y'all have been going together that long? Y'all have not been going together that long. Y'all have been on one date outside. Y'all don't do a lot of talking when y'all together. You don't. And they get to why Stephanie, legendary black actress Robin giving Stephanie Carlisle Lancaster slapped her, and she tells her why. I'm not going to repeat it because it's gross. Just imagining somebody saying that to my mother. I don't want my mother to think of me in a sexual manner at all. I don't want her to think about me and sex in the same universe. No, don't, because I'm not going to think about you. Stop it. Stop. It's gross. See, I'm not the type of person that sees my friends and family and like my sisters, yeah, but I still don't think about them outside of those conversations like having sexual intercourse. I don't, and I just don't want, I just don't. Anywho, I just don't, you be watching TV shows, and the girls get together and it's just like, so how was the sex? And I'm like, no, ma'am. No, no. I have been best friends with my best friend for literally over 50% of my life, and we just don't talk about it like that. No, ma'am. Every now and then it'll be like, so girl, but very rarely. Anywho, Amara, who does not tie her hair up at night, and it's just as thirsty and as dry. It's dry. It is dry boots. Dry like the desert when Simba left and never to return, when Scar told him to leave and never return. And he went out in that desert. Now, mind you, I've not seen the new Lion King. I don't know if that scene is in there or what, but I'm just telling you that it looked very dry. And that's how Amara's hair looked. Amara's hair looked like Simba was just wading through it, trying to get to the other side. Anywho, she and Titus are in the bed, and she tells Titus that she's still working with Damien, and Titus is mysteriously not mad, but you see him look over when she's typing in her password to her computer, and you hear this dramatic music, and the next thing you see is him typing her password into her work computer and pulling up Damien Collins' file and taking a picture of it. And I'm just like, keep all of it. Titus gets on my nerves. He gets on, over, under, beside my nerves. Well, my nerve. Y'all know I only have one. Just one. And basically that was the last thing we see. We see Damien looking at him, looking at his file. Like, cause you know Damien done put them cameras in there. So we see Damien watching the camera and Titus on Damien's camera looking at Amara's computer with Damien's file. Anyway, that was the episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the things the YouTubers say, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.